Hello everybody. We hope you're having a great day today. We're still under the striking influence of the latest installment of 1883 Season 1. Despite having only 7 episodes out so far, the series has already managed to be a great achievement for TV. Not only does it providing us a great historical fiction, with utmost accuracy, but the show also manages to tackle a lot of tragedies one after another and causes us to go through an emotional roller coaster. To be honest, we're not surprised to see 1883 achieving so much in such a short time. The show is the prequel to Yellowstone, which is one of the best shows that the American TV industry has ever introduced. The biggest plus of Yellowstone is its morally gray characters, which is something we love, but are not quite used to seeing on TV. Even the movie industry has been only recently paying attention to the morally gray anti-heroes and making blockbuster movies out of it, such as Joker. Thus, it's normal for the TV to catch up later on. Still, we have to admit that even though there have been some attempts on such personalities on TV before, in our opinion, Yellowstone has become the one that perfected it. All the main characters of the show, namely John, Beth, Casey, and Jamie, are always on the edge of being good or bad, not falling into either side. Therefore, most of our time passes by trying to figure out these complex personalities, their motivations, and subsequent actions. We can confidently claim that despite its heavy plot and a remarkable number of action scenes, Yellowstone is a character study in its heart, and we love it for this. Previously, some grimdark fantasy shows, such as Game of Thrones, have done such a study and had been very successful in it. And yet, there are only a few times that we witness these types of complicated personalities, and they are rarely executed this good. Naturally, what we expected from 1883 was no less than Yellowstone when it comes to its characters. Thankfully, we have got it even more than we wanted. Of course, the show is yet to have characters that are as well established as the ones in Yellowstone, since there have been only a few episodes so far. Still, it has a great potential to perfect these well-introduced characters and turn them into TV legends, and we cannot wait for it. The incidents that took place over the past couple of episodes have shaped our opinion over 1883 heavily. The show was already dark in tone, but it got an even darker turn as tragedy continued to follow Duttons and the German migrants on their journey to the north. They had to cross over a river first, which was a horrible incident that witnessed a lot of people's death by drowning. Since Germans' customs and religion did not allow them to swim, they had to go through walking. However, despite the assistance from the Duttons, the idea of getting into the river was enough for them to panic and fall. Besides, their food also fell to the river and became unusable during this incident. Germans, who already had to sacrifice a lot to decrease the weight of their wagons, also had to face hunger in the aftermath of this tragic case. Then, while they were still in shock of the tragedy of the river, bandits surrounded the crew. Thankfully, this time they were prepared with a well-thought strategy to tackle the threat. And yet, even though the strategy proved to be successful, it wasn't enough to save everyone. In the end, Ennis, who was the lover of Elsa, got killed by the bandit mercilessly. It was a pure shock for Elsa and a turning point in her journey and personality. With this incident, she turned from a ray of sunshine to a woman of sorrows. In the aftermath, she had to face not only her pain, but also her anger and desire for violence and revenge from anyone and everyone. The presence of her family saved her from falling into the spiral of tragedy and enabled her to hold on to life once again. Was it enough, though? Despite appreciating her family's efforts to keep her happy and occupied, Elsa was feeling deeply lonely. Thus, when she came across a Native American man named Sam, who has gone through similar tragedies as he lost his wife, Elsa felt complete for once. The attraction between the two was sudden but also very apparent, as they clearly understood each other. The unexpected tornado brought the two closer, which was good, but also caused a lot of wagons to be crashed and brought even more sorrow to the German migrants. In the end, Elsa had to be separated from Sam as their paths had gone different ways. Episode 8 will take the story from this point on. We expect Elsa to feel a lot better in this episode, since she finally saw that other people also have gone through similar tragedies, but had managed to survive. Thus, she will realize that she is strong enough to overcome all these. We expect this episode to not focus on Elsa, but pay attention more to Margaret. Margaret had to face the fear of losing Elsa and James in the previous episode and resented them for making her feel this way. Thus, we believe she will force the two to be with their family more, rather than focusing on the cattle drive. We also expect to see a conflict with the cook as he is new to the crew and has a great mission of making sure everybody eats well enough. Still, we don't think there are enough foods to feed everyone, which will cause problems within the crew. We also expect Thomas and Noemi to get closer to each other, since now they will share the same funds. We expect the two to have a small ceremony of the wedding to bring a glimpse of hope to the series, as we're overwhelmed with the endless cycle of tragedies. And yet, such a ceremony is likely to cause Elsa a lot of pain, since she could have been the one who experienced such happiness. What do you think about 1883? Are you excited about the new episodes of the series? Which character is your favorite? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching. See you soon.